Hello kids, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to start the fifth unit, Exploring Our World. Look, here we have Simon and his dad. Alright, so now look at Simon's homework. Here we have Simon's homework. Think and answer. Who did Simon show his homework to? After finishing his homework, maybe he can show his homework to his mom, to his dad, to his sister. But after seeing this picture, we can say that he shows his homework to his dad, to Mr. Star. Maybe. Okay, so we are going to check this later. Who did Simon write about? Look at the picture, look at the homework. So on the picture, we can see the name of this man. He's Ernest Shackleton. Ernest Shackleton. So Simon writes about Ernest Shackleton. Who was Shackleton? So after the title of our unit, Exploring Our World, we can say that Ernest Shackleton was an explorer. How did Shackleton go to Antarctica? So, after seeing this picture, we can say that he used a small boat, a boat. So, he went to Antarctica using a boat. Now, we are going to read and check our answers. A famous explorer, Sir Ernest Shackleton, wanted to cross Antarctica. In 1914, he started the expedition, but ice closed round the ship. They took smaller boats and made a camp on the snow. They lost their ship when it went down under the ice and water. They couldn't move because the weather was terrible. They couldn't fish and they caught fish and drank water which they got from snow. Later, they had to eat their dogs. Shackleton and some of his men climbed over mountains of ice, found help, and went back for the other men. Everybody came home 2 years after the start of their expedition. They didn't cross Antarctica. So, really, the homework was about Ernest Shackleton, who was a famous explorer. So how did Shackleton go to Antarctica? First of all, he used a ship, but ice closed around the ship. So after they used small boats, him and some of his men, they used small boats, but there were no food to eat. First of all, they caught fish and drank water from snow because it was snowy, so cold. And later, they had to eat their dogs. There was no other food or no more food to eat, so they had to eat their dogs. Okay. Find the past of these verbs in the text. Find, catch, take, go, make, get, can't, lose, have to, and can. So we have to find these verbs in the past. So these are irregular verbs. Be careful. They are irregular verbs, so they can't take the ed mark at the end for the simple past. We have different words in the text here, so we are going to find them together in the meeting. But now I'm going to show you a list for irregular verbs, common irregular verbs in simple past or past simple. Okay, here you are. The 50 most common irregular verbs. So here you have first column base form, second column past simple of the verb, and past participle, the participle of the verb. Awake is the verb, the base form. Past, awoke, so we change A with O. The participle is awoken. You know be, it's already used many times. Be, was, were, and the participle is been. Okay, so here you have 50 most common irregular verbs. You have to read them and try to memorize them because there is no rule for them. We have to learn them step by step, okay? Now go back to our book and page 47. Page 47. Read and say the letter. Here we have an example, 1F, which means the sentence number 1 is with the picture F. Let's read. Last week, David's class went to a museum. So here we are in the last week, we are in the past. So this is the past. David's class went to a museum. Okay. 2. First, they walked around an exhibition about explorers. 3. They could read explorers' diaries, so it was really exciting. 4. Before lunch, they made a poster about famous explorers. After lunch, they found the museum shop and David got a toy polar bear for his sister. Okay. Number 6. In the afternoon, they went to an exhibition about sea animals. Sea animals. Before they came home, David took a photograph of his friends. At 3 o'clock, they caught the bus home. The bus. So we have to match each sentence with its right picture. We have also here 8 pictures. So let's this activity do it together in the meeting. It's enjoying, funny. Now listen and answer the questions. When did David's class go to a museum? They went to a museum last week. Now let's listen to the other questions and try to answer them.
Pupils Book, page 47. 5. Listen and answer the questions. 1. When did David's class go to a museum? 2. What did they do first? 3. What did they make?
So 2. What did they do first? Before lunch, they made a poster about famous explorers. They could read explorers' diaries, but here they made a poster about famous explorers.
4. When did they go to the museum shop?
When did they go to the museum shop? Look, after lunch, they found the museum shop, and David got a toy polar bear for his sister. So when? It was after lunch.
5. Who did David get a toy polar bear for?
Who? He got a toy polar bear for his sister, of course.
6. Where did they go in the afternoon?
Where did they go in the afternoon? So in the afternoon, they went to an exhibition about sea animals. Sea animals. Sea, the sea life. Sea animals.
7. Who did David take a photograph of?
David took a photograph of his friends before went back home.
8. What time did they catch the bus?
They caught the bus at 3 o'clock. They got the bus at 3 o'clock to go back home. All right. Now we are going to try to make sentences using this table. So here, they were hungry. We have an example here. They were hungry, so they ate sandwiches. Because they were hungry, so they ate sandwiches. Of course, here we use always the simple past. We are talking about simple past. And what does it mean, so? So, they were hungry. Yes, so they were hungry. But what after? So they ate sandwiches. They ate sandwiches. This activity or this action came after this one, because of this one. So, okay? Let's see another one. They didn't take water with them. They didn't take water with them. So, they were thirsty. So, they were thirsty. Why they were thirsty? Because they didn't take water with them. So in the first part, we have the cause. In the first part, we have the cause. The second part, we have the effects. The effects of that cause. Cause and effects. So here we use so after the cause. Cause, so, effects. If we start by effects, we use because. They couldn't find the museum because they lost their map. They lost their map, so they couldn't find the museum. We are going to practice this in the meeting more. So hope you nice weekend. See you. Goodbye.